Welcome to Life with Java. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Good morning again. How are you? Yesterday I went to a used curriculum sale that was hosted here at a local church. It was my first time to ever go to one of the used curriculum sales. I didn't quite know what to expect, but I was very pleasantly surprised. I actually found out about it last minute. I was already out and about in town, and I saw a sign for it. It was hosted in a nearby church. So I went on over there, and I'm not one to normally carry cash. So I scrounged up a bunch of quarters and dollar bills that I had in my car and whatever I had in my pocket. And I came up with, I think, about $28, $27 or $28. So I went in with a budget. I didn't know what to expect, but I came out very pleasantly surprised, like I said before. I ended up getting this huge bag full of goodies, and I thought we would go through them together today. I definitely could have spent a lot more money in there, but I am kind of glad that I went in there with a budget in mind. They did not accept cards or any other type of payments besides cash, so it worked out well. Let's take a look in my bag of goodies here. I got a bunch of random stuff because, as you guys know, or if you don't know, I pieced together curriculum. I homeschool my 5th grade 10-year-old autistic son, and I pieced together our curriculum according to his interests, according to some learning goals that we set. Some of this stuff was free too. Let me pull out some of this free stuff. I got a free blue tablecloth. This is the size and actually even the color that Jackson likes to use when we do his craft shows. And in the fall, he's going to do a lemonade booth too. So this will cover his table. I got a free bag of fall little Ziploc pouches. These will be perfect also at the craft show. When people buy his magnets, 3 for $5, they can put 3 magnets in a bag and kind of have a way to keep them together, and cute little fall. It says there is 30 pieces in here, so even if some of them are used, it doesn't look opened. But that'll be nice at the craft show also. I got some free Christmas stickers. My grandkids love stickers. Well, Jackson likes stickers too. Some of them are used, but not very many of them. There are still plenty here to have a great time with. I got this for free. It's a tub, and inside it has several little chalkboards. It has some chalk. There's more chalkboards and quite a bit of chalk in here. And again, I thought the grandkids would love this. They can't really make a big mess with it. They can draw on anything in here that they want to. I can show them how to erase it, how it wipes clean. I just thought this would be really fun, and Jackson might want to use it too. He might want to pretend to have school with some of his stuffed animals or something. Who knows? Can't go wrong with some chalk and chalkboards. Next up in the bag, this was also a free item. This is the kind of learning Jackson loves. I talk about this all the time. It's less demanding because it's just little bitty snippets of information. We could do 1 a day. We could do 2 a day. We can skip around. But what this is all about history. If you can see, it has different pieces. Different people, different places, different events. And you can look up the event, which is great skills. We have multiple books we can use. We can always Google it. We can watch YouTubes on it. Jackson can pick and choose anyone that he wants to learn. We can deep dive into studying that. And then all he has to do is write a little bitty short, even 1 sentence about what he learned about this item. This is going to be very, very useful. We are almost finished with our Bible study. We have almost completely read the entire New Testament. When we are finished with that, we're going to be adding something else into our daily schedule. I think Jackson will really enjoy this. I think this will be really fun. Let's see what we have next. Yeah, that was free. This was $1. This is a pack of 8 little white notebooks. I don't know if you can see how they're bound. They're just bound with some little staples. But there's 8 little white square notebooks in here with completely blank pages. Each one has 16 pages in it. I thought these would be really fun. We could write our own books. We can just, journal in them, scribble in them, draw in them. Jackson and I have been drawing a lot lately with his book that he got at the library with How to Draw, the Art Hub for Kids book. I just thought these would be really fun. You can't go wrong with a blank canvas. A blank canvas can be absolutely anything. Next, as everybody knows, we've been studying the United States. This week we are going to be on number 27. I believe it's Florida. We've been studying in depth the United States. We play a lot of games regarding the states and the capitals. And I saw this. This was $1. And it is a whiteboard. And you go through and you try to write the abbreviation on each state. So just something else we can do for fun. Something that ties into the learning that we're already doing. Something that's not demanding. It doesn't look hard. We could do 1 or 2 a day and we can just do the states that we've already learned. But it's another way to practice the abbreviation and the capital. And on the back of this, we have a world map. We may get into the world. We may study the continents or the countries soon. Who knows? But right now we are focused for 5th grade on the United States. I love finding new games or little pieces of fun that tie into what we're already learning. Some books I got. The Call of the Wild. This is a classic. You cannot go wrong with a classic book. $1. It's in really, really good condition. It doesn't even look like it's been read. Maybe it has once or twice. I'm going to go ahead and take these inside to Jackson. He was just telling me yesterday that he really kind of needs some new books to read. He's read the books on his shelves multiple times. A Magic Treehouse book for $1. We don't have a whole lot of these. Jackson's read them all from the library, or at least I think all of them. I'm hoping he doesn't already own this one at home, but if he does, one of the grandkids will read it. We can give it to one of them. But it's a hardback book, and I paid $1 for it. Let's see what other books we got. A book of Davy Crockett. We studied the state of Texas already, and we studied a little bit about Davy Crockett. But I thought it would be fun to have a whole book just about him. As we know, Jackson loves history. He loves to learn about people in history, places in history, different battles. This looks like it's in the Texas Hero series, which I've never seen before. So, $1. Nice hardback book. Pilgrim Adventures. I thought this would be fun. We could read it anytime, but maybe we'll read it in November. Maybe we'll, it has quite a lot of words in it, which Jackson is great at reading. I mean, this is no issue for Jackson. But maybe we could read this starting November 1st and just read a few pages a day until Thanksgiving, and then we will have read the Pilgrim Adventures. And again, that was $1. You know, a lot of these books, books are high these days. This was probably $15 to $20 just for one book. Let's see what else. I have some more books in here. A nice hardback book from Usborne of the Titanic. This is $2. Jackson has read the I Survived Titanic book. And he has another book that he read about the Titanic, but I don't think he has this one. And I think he'll really enjoy it. Then we have Davy Crockett. I remember reading this exact book when I was a kid. Davy Crockett at the Alamo. Again, we studied that already this year. We studied all about the Alamo before we went there in the spring. We studied all about Texas history. But I still thought Jackson would want to have this. This is from 1991. And I like having the classics. I like the older books. So there's that. I got a book. That one was $2. For $2 on rocks and minerals. Again, following one of Jackson's interests. Jackson loves gemstones. He loves rocks. He loves minerals. He's not so much of a fossil guy because he doesn't care that much about prehistoric times. But I thought this would be something he would want to look at. He has several pamphlets and a couple of other books about rocks and gems. And he's the kind of guy that when he's into something, he likes all the information on it. So he'll enjoy just browsing through that. This I really liked. This says it's for grades 1 to 3, but there's something about homeschool that I love. No, first of all, homeschool doesn't really go by grades. We say Jackson is in the 5th grade because that is what grade he would be in if he was in public school. But homeschool goes by age and ability way more than it goes by grade. Jackson's lowest subject is writing, which makes sense when you think about a kid who's autistic, who has struggles with communication anyway, who doesn't communicate. How do I say this? Jackson's very verbal. Jackson has a huge vocabulary and has since he was a little bitty toddler. But Jackson struggles to actually communicate in a way that people know what he's talking about and the story flows accurately and that you kind of understand what he's trying to tell you. So when you pair that with having motor planning issues and motor apraxia, which makes the physical act of handwriting hard, writing in general is very hard for Jackson. He is quote unquote behind on it, but in homeschool there is no behind. We just work where he's at. So I thought this would be really fun for a writing prompt. Even if Jackson doesn't physically write the answers on paper, we can practice telling the story, or he can tell it to me and I can write it. Dictation when he was in public school was in his IEP. What you do is you flip any section, you flip each section to any page. Let's just pick a random one. So this would be create a cover for a book about an island that is very dirty. This one could just be drawing. It's creating a cover. Let's go to another one. This one says, write 3 interesting sentences about a restaurant that knows what people are thinking. So it gets the mind really having to think. Following a prompt is very hard for Jackson, which is also common in autistics. Staying on topic is hard for Jackson. That's the one thing we've worked the most on this year. So even coming up with even a 3-sentence story, it says 3 interesting sentences, will probably be hard. Jackson will be leaning more towards changing one of these to fit something that he can figure out in his mind. And that is okay with me, but I like to at least try to do 1 or 2 on the prompt. Write a song about a backpack that is very uncomfortable. That could be fun, you know. I just thought this would be a fun way to hopefully make writing a little bit more fun or make storytelling a little bit more fun. Definitely something we can play around with, and this was $3. The other thing I don't mind at all about buying extra homeschool curriculum is I do believe 2 of my grandkids are going to be homeschooled, and these are things that if they're ready for it when we're finished with it, we can pass it on. Okay, this was probably one of my favorite finds. I paid $4 for this, but it's actually brand new. It's never been used. For anybody that doesn't know, Jackson and I have been working through the measuring things. We've been working on perimeter. We've been working on area. We're working on volume and mass right now. Let's see. We've been working on converting units like cups to pints to quarts to gallons. Just all different kinds of measuring. We're still currently on volume and mass right now. We are almost finished with this book. This book looks simple and fun, and it might look very childlike, but it's very age appropriate for Jackson. Jackson is not behind at all in math, but he loves first of all, he loves the stickers. A lot of the pages you use stickers for, and he loves the little graphics, and he likes the simplicity of each little block, kind of like the graphic novels and the block to block of text. Each little block is a problem, and when you're finished, you're done. We usually do a pair of pages each day because they go together in this book, so we would do both of these at the same time. All that to say, I got the book that I believe is next after this one. Brand new for $4. It's fractions and decimals. It's the same type of book. It has the stickers. It has the same layout of the information. The same cute little graphics. Just fun little puzzles. But this one is all about fractions and decimals. Jackson is pretty good at fractions already, but we haven't really worked a whole lot with decimals except with money. Jackson can add and subtract and multiply and divide money, but we've never worked with like converting fractions to decimals or converting decimals to fractions. So I think the visual, Jackson's a very, very visual learner. I think the visuals in this and the little games and the little stories it tells will make it make sense. That was a big score. Almost finished here. The next thing I looked at all the games. Jackson and I love to play games, board games, card games. So any kind of game that I can make fun but tie it into education is perfect. Jackson really likes big birds. He likes eagles and hawks and things like that. So this is called Snatch, a birds of prey game. And what it looks like, it says for ages 6 and up, 2 to 4 players. It says children and parents will have fun playing this exciting game while learning fascinating facts about birds of prey. Be the first player to discard all of your cards to win, but look out for snatch cards. These swiftly flying birds will swoop down and snatch your cards right out of your hands. So, this will be a game that we can work up to playing correctly. We've discussed this before. Board games are extremely important into helping teach social emotional skills, turn taking, things like that. But when it comes to games, we've worked up really well from collaborative games to where everybody wins or everybody loses to games that do have a winner or a loser. But when we add that extra little snippet of being able to take things from a player, that can still cause some meltdowns and some struggles. So we will work up to the snatch cards. But even without the snatch cards, it looks like there is a handful of them right here on the top. Even if we don't use them any differently, I will let Jackson choose. I will let him lead the way. And we may just practice playing it with stuffies to where it's not Jackson or I winning or losing at first. But these cards, these will be great for science, for history kind of. Birds, I think, have a lot of history to them. For geography, because we can learn where they're from. We just recently got this large bird book from Ollie's that we've really been enjoying. We've been learning about each state's state bird. So we're already kind of learning about birds and studying birds. This will tie right in again with what we're doing. Each card has a beautiful picture of the bird, very realistic, an actual photograph, and then on the back it has all of the bird's information. So we can turn this into a fun game, or we can just go through and look at them and read them, look at different birds that we want to learn about. We can work up to playing it with the snatch cards to where we can actually get a bird that snatches the hand. And actually, I'll have to see how this is played. This might be less demanding than if I snatch a card from Jackson. Jackson has a PDA profile, which kind of feeds into feeling that instant threat or that instant loss of autonomy when I take something from him. This might be a good way around that if it's not me using this card, if it just comes up naturally and this bird snatches another bird or whatever it does. That would be easier for Jackson to deal with than if I'm taking it. So this is something that I'm going to look through before Jackson comes out. I even see that it shows you what group each bird is in. Like some of them say that they're kestrels, vultures, owls. Some of them say that they are harriers, eagles, hawks. It tells you like the category that they're in. So that is cool. There's a lot of great information here. Falcons. I think this will be a lot of fun. And I think Jackson will really enjoy this. Everything we do, I follow his lead of his interest and his learning. Because then he'll remember it. It'll be important to him. He'll be more willing to come do it, and he will remember it. And I can easily teach every subject just following his interests. 2 items left. As we know, Jackson loves Abraham Lincoln. We have Abe Lincoln's hat that he's read many times in his life. We have a magazine that has Abraham Lincoln in it. I found a different Abraham Lincoln book, and this one actually starts from his childhood. This one starts all the way from the time he was a little boy and goes all the way up into when he was a lawyer and then to when he was president. Again, Jackson's going to really, really enjoy this book. I paid $3 for it. It's actually fairly worn and fairly well used. It's even been chewed on, it looks like, but I don't mind a bit because it's going to get this much more worn and this much more used by Jackson. I think I will leave this out. Today is Sunday. I think I'll leave this out on the desk and he will see it as soon as we come out tomorrow. This will be one that I probably keep in the homeschool room because I have his other Abraham Lincoln book out here. All of these other books I'll take in the house for him to have in there. And last but not least, I got this book for Jackson, but I also got this book for myself. As you guys know, I collect a few types of antiques, and one type of antique that I collect is children's books. Ta-da! I found this for $1. This is an antique. This will look beautiful with my other books. We will read it first out here in the homeschool room, and then I will put it away in the china hutch with my other antiques. This book is from... I looked in it yesterday at the sale. I would have bought it regardless. But this book is from 1964. You can see the old writing style. You can see the old drawings that were made into pictures. Completely illustrated with drawings. It does have some colored pages, which I was impressed with. I think it more correctly depicts the way they dressed. Probably the way they spoke. There he is in a hot air balloon. So this is pretty much for me. I was extremely thrilled to find it, and even more thrilled that it was $1. And when I told the lady at the checkout that I collect these and that I was excited to put this in my collection, apparently this was her number and it was her book. And I could kind of see a little bit of disappointment on her face that she only made $1 off of it. I don't think she realized what she had. And as I was walking out the door, I heard her tell the other lady that was working the checkout with her, she said, well, I guess I made $1. So I kind of felt a little bad, but you know, not everybody knows what they own or what they have. And I mean, it's not like I ripped her off, because even at an antique shop, this probably would have been $8 or $10. So it's not like it's a $100 book or anything that I know of, because I don't know either. But it'll look pretty. It does have some writing in the back, some coloring. I might try to erase it. It even has a piece of tape right here, but I think I'll just leave it just how it is. I kind of like to leave things. Oh, this used to be property of the Amarillo Public Library. Man, I wonder how many years ago that was. I kind of like to leave things, even the cans and the glass bottles that I have, I like to leave them exactly as they are when I purchase them. So if that means they have writing in them, or they have goopy oil in them, or whatever it may be, that's the way I keep them. So that is it for the book haul. I think that is a great buy for the $27 or $28 I spent in there. I'm going to have to join the... I think I'm in the Facebook group. I just think I don't get the notifications for when they have these sales, because I'm not a very active member in any of the Facebook homeschooling groups, for the simple fact that Jackson does not do well with joining in on any of their play dates or meetups or classes or any of that. But I'll have to stay more active so that I can be prepared next time they do a sale. I think she said they do 2 or 3 a year. What is your favorite thing that I bought? What do you think would fit the best in your homeschool classroom? Or if you don't homeschool, your kids or grandkids, nieces or nephews, what do you think they would enjoy the most out of this? And also, what do you think I got the best bargain on? Maybe aside from this, or maybe I'm wrong and maybe this isn't even worth much. Other than that, which one of these things do you think I got the best buy on, or which one do you think Jackson will enjoy the most? Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day. I will see you next time.